back to Think Differently with Myra Passel. This video is special because it's a milestone video. This is video number 10. I have made it to 10 videos. Awesome. I'm so proud of myself. All right, so let's get into it. In the last video, I pulled out a special seed from the bag that had two parts. The first part was called Create Expectations. Today's seed is called Sticking to Your Expectations. So you should have made a list of expectations, and they are concrete. And you can review the list and remind yourself of what you will expect for yourself and of others. Now that you have it all set up, let's work on sticking to your expectations. This is probably going to be the difficult part, especially if you have a little trouble setting limits for other people, or if you tend to tolerate or compromise with people. This may be a little difficult to stick to your expectations that you created. Let's say one of the expectations that you set up on your list was that your friends have to be trustworthy. That's one of the expectations that you have. So now let's look at this scenario. You have a friend that has shared some personal information with you about a family issue that they're dealing with, and they've confided this information in you, and you've listened and you've provided advice. By listening and providing advice, that means that you're showing up for that friend and you're supporting them, okay? So your other friends in your circle start noticing a change in that mutual friend. And they ask you about, well, what's going on with him or her? But you, being a trustworthy person and honoring the privacy that has been established between you and that mutual friend, you just respond that they're dealing with something. And you don't share the details of it because, again, you are honoring that privacy with your friend and that they have entrusted with you. So later, you're with that mutual friend that was dealing with that issue with their family, and you share some information with them. Maybe you have a crush on someone, but you're not comfortable with telling that person that you're crushing on, and you definitely don't want it to get out. But that friend shares that information with your entire circle of friends. So out of the blue, you get caught off guard with your friends questioning you and asking you about this person that you have a crush on. So of course you feel embarrassed, but also upset because that friend has betrayed your trust. And that's one of your expectations for your friends, is to be trustworthy. So that expectation is going to be tested, which I've mentioned before. When you set expectations, they're going to be tested. You can, in this situation, you can ignore what your friend has done and don't address your feelings of betrayal, or talk to your friend about it. Now, they can either apologize. Hopefully, they will apologize for breaking that vow of trust, that expectation that you have, and vow that they'll never, do it again. Or they can make excuses as for why they did break your trust. But at the end of the day, it sounds like they are saying it's not their fault that they betrayed your trust. Whatever you decide to do, because you do have to make a decision, you can decide to continue to entrust information to them or not. If your expectation of trustworthiness is a non-negotiable, as it should be, then you will no longer trust them with information. You won't tell them any more information. That's you changing your behavior and how you interact with that person who has betrayed you. That friend failed that trust test, but you will have passed the test because you decided to no longer trust them. And you're probably thinking, pass the test? Yes, you passed and they failed. However, if you continue to entrust a person who has demonstrated that they are untrustworthy, then you are inadvertently telling them that it's okay, that what they did was okay, and that you are okay with not being able to trust them. So then you changed your expectation. You went from, I expect my friends to be trustworthy, to it's okay if they're not trustworthy, because you're continuing to give them personal information and trust them with information that you don't want shared with other people, with the possibility that they will do it again. Be prepared to have your expectations tested, because it's going to happen, as I stated earlier. It's not that the person who is testing your expectations is a bad person. It's just that they have character traits or behaviors that don't align with your expectations. They will either pass and respect your expectations, or they will fail your expectations and not live up to your expectations. But how you respond is also that test that I was speaking of earlier. Yes, you are in fact being tested to see if you're going to tolerate that type of behavior, if you're going to compromise and accept that type of behavior, just so that you can please others. Because ultimately, you're pleasing them. You're giving in to what they want instead of standing firm on what your expectations are. Now, my advice would be to not tolerate or compromise your expectations, because this will encourage people to take advantage of you and put you in an unhappy place because you didn't change how you dealt with that person or the people that don't respect your expectations. What are the ways to deal with people? As I've said before, either limit your contact. In this case, limit what you tell that person, or eliminate all contact with this person, or in this case, stop telling that person personal information that you definitely don't want to be retold. Stick to those expectations. Well, that's my time. This has been Think Differently with Myra Passel. Remember to build your community wisely.